Hello. If you're a teacher, artist, computer programmer, scientist, or just somebody who likes games and being creative, the CS1 game engine is something you may want to play with and perhaps contribute to. It's an open source project that I have really recently started putting a lot of my effort into because I've been finding a lot of my students. I'm a high school teacher. I find a lot of my students have been very engaged with the engine and engaged with themselves and their own creativity in building out their own applications and designing their own application assets and so forth. So the mission here for this engine is really to provide the greater community with an easy way to make 3D VR multiplayer games. It doesn't have to be VR, it can be straight up just regular 3D, but they'll also be able to run very nicely on, for example, the Oculus Quest, the VR headset system. It's be coming out very soon. Um, I am definitely driven to provide students and teachers as well in the educational arena with accompanying introductory level curriculum that cover computer programming, computer networks, and also the artistic end of the application asset design. Um, if we look through the README, now this is hosted on Glitch right here in a project. It's also on GitHub. You can take a look here at what you need to get started. It's a pretty short list of things. You just pretty much click the remix button and go through a few steps and you can be up and running in no time. This could be used literally from people in middle schools all the way up to adults of all ages, graduate school students in college in mathematics as well as in the graphics, computer graphics area. You can jump into this and work with the nice APIs to add shaders and bring your creativity to life. Here's the CS1 global object namespace. We have a lot of information here. I'm trying to document it as well as I can in the time that I spend on it. I'll give you a roadmap peek here. The roadmap, from what I kind of estimate, I'm a little less than halfway to where I want to be, at least by maybe the end of this coming summer, summer 2019. I hope to get it the whole way up to version 1.0. But here's kind of like where I'm at right now, so you can see at this next subversion what I'm going for. Hopefully I can hit that pretty soon. That said, things such as the curriculum, I can show you the curriculum right here. At this point, it's just a few presentations, these Google Slides presentations, covering everything like even the art, creating, for example, an avatar. If we look over here, it's very detailed in the process of showing anybody who's interested how to make your own avatar. Very simple voxel avatar, but also with bone animation, so quite performant. And definitely a lot of this is not complete in terms of the curriculum, but I have quite a bit already in there. If I take a look over here, there's credits for a lot of people who've put their time and effort into the underlying frameworks and so forth, and I'll add more to the credits, of course. The database API is very simple for just storing basic user data. Pretty much it's CS1 DB save, and you pass in a callback, or CS1 DB get, and you pass in a callback. It's easy as that. Let's take a look perhaps at some of the underlying source code. If we take a look over here in the source directory, if we change anything in here that's part of our application, we need to build the application again. So if I go over here and point out, let's just see here. Let's go to the dot row. This is a, basically it's an ES6 module that's being exported as a default export, and it's exporting an immediately invoked functional expression. So basically an expression that's calling a function immediately upon import. And we have this registered component called .row being registered, and we'll see in a moment kind of like what that does. This component makes it really easy for developers to create rows of collectible items. I'll show you that in a moment. Let's take a look at another. Let's take a look over here at maybe the player component, which is a little bit different. It's also in the S6 module. However, this one is in the form of a default export again, but this time a default export of an arrow function that takes in the global CS1 object because it appends some more stuff to the global object in the result. So that's pretty much the pattern I use. ES6 exports, we kind of set up these components because the A-frame entity component system is best used when you follow the software architectural process of using the entity component system. So let's go ahead and just fire this up in terms of the tech demo. And I'll go down here to the README, click on tech demo, and see a little bit what it looks like. Okay, here we are.
Welcome to CS1 Agency Headquarters. All visitors are required to sign in at the welcome desk.
Well, here's the welcome desk. I could sign in here, but I'm not going to. I want to show you what happens as a consequence. We have, of course, you see these NPCs. That's another module right there. A matter of fact, if I go back over here, we'll see, if I go back into the source code, we'll see that I have a module called NPC, which makes it very easy for people to get on board with designing NPCs, to go through waypoints and all sorts of other stuff. And wow, okay, so what else is in here? So we have some character upgrades. We have a bunch of cool stuff with shaders if you're into writing GPU shaders. Here we have these character upgrades. This gave me some more speed, faster character. So I'm just going to run over here. There's an NPC over there. This is a little proximity effect. There's an NPC, got me on camera. Wow, okay, wow, I'm taking a hit there. Got some cool shaders there, no doubt, collecting some stats. Let's go back to this corner over here and look what we have. We have that dot row component basically makes it really easy to add a row of collectible items, like we see right here. Right? So right there, now I collected all those items. It's really that easy. So over here, this is a bunch of just random colors at first, but if I get close enough, it reveals some data that was brought in through a JSON API, and this is actually data for the next 5 days of weather. So if you're a science teacher or just like into data and data analysis and data visualization, this is a good venue that you can use to kind of express yourself. So I thought I'd just gamify some of the data involved and do a little bit more magic here. So that's what we have so far in this demo. If you take a look over here, we have that kind of warden ship or security ship that's kind of chasing me around. What I'll eventually do is I'll have that ship drop a tractor beam and take me and put me in some holding facility for a little bit of time. But I haven't obviously implemented that yet. Again, very early in getting this this tech demo up and running. But that's what we have so far for the tech demo. I definitely welcome a lot of feedback and contributions. If you can check out the project, appreciate it. Again, whether you're just interested in games, if you're an educator, a scientist, an artist, please reach out to me, give me some feedback, and if you want to contribute, all the better. Take care.